What's up, guys? MC Stu here, and the news just keeps coming this week. So it's turning into a pretty busy week here from the devs, Cryptic Studios. This is our third news alert for the week, and what we have today is some pretty big changes coming to the Phoenix prize packs. So what they have put out, the blog post, I'll link it down in the description if you want to read it in detail. Better odds and more prizes in the Phoenix prize packs. So I've skimmed through this and read through some of the details here, and so I'm just going to kind of go over the main points and the gist of what's happening, and then, like I said, I'll go ahead and link the blog post down in the description for you guys to read in detail. So what's happening is they are removing all the tier 5 ships from the ultra rare. And instead of filling that, they're moving all of the prizes up one. So anything that was very rare obtainable will go up to ultra rare and so on as you go down the list. From the way I read this, there won't be a common token any longer from the way that I'm reading this. Now, to adjust for that, any current tokens that you have are going to automatically be replaced with tokens of the next higher tier. So any common ones that you have will be replaced with rare. Any rare ones you have will be replaced with very rare. And any very rare will be replaced with ultra rare. Now, that does not apply to any ultra rare that you have. You're not going to get epic coupons for that, as the epic level of that has not changed. So this part of it is not going to make any kind of difference in your purchasing power. The only difference for this particular part is essentially you won't be able to get any of the tier 5 ships any longer. I think all of the tier 5 ships that are in there are multiple, or at least one other, if not multiple variants of those ships in either the C-Store or the prize packs that you can get from lock boxes. So they're obtainable in other ways. They do say that they may add these back in somewhere in the game to make them obtainable again if you want these particular ones sometime in the future, but they can't make us any kind of promises. This change will be happening tomorrow, the 5th. So we're just getting a day notice on this. They are adding in a new ship. They are going to add in, this came from an event a while back. I can't remember which one it was. It was either, I think it was an anniversary event, if I remember correctly, but it is a Vulcan science ship. I have this from the event. It's pretty decent science ship. It's not like the best, certainly not the worst, but being able to pick it up from there is nice that they're adding. I hope they continue to add stuff into here. Lately, what we've seen is any kind of event stuff or whatever it may be just going into the mud store, and I like that they're adding now some, at least. I mean, it's only one, but it's something to a mechanic in the game that you can get for free. So I like that they're doing that. They're adding some additional hollow bridge officers. Lita's one of them, Geordie's another one, and they're shifting around also some of the current prizes. It looks like lowering down where they come from, the rarity level. So they fall more in line with what they describe as the value proposition for those particular items. The next thing of note here is the experimental upgrades. Well, I guess let's back up a little bit. So they don't give us any specific stats on this, but essentially what they're also saying is that the algorithm for your chances of getting higher rarity tokens has been increased. They don't say by how much. They don't say what it currently is or what it's going to be or anything like that. They've just told us that they have increased basically the drop rate of higher quality tokens. And with that in mind, what they have done is they have lowered the amount of tech points you get from upgrades. So the upgrades were 51,200 tech points you would get to go towards any kind of equipment upgrade in the game. That has been lowered down to 38,400. That kind of on its face is kind of a bummer to me. More is better, obviously, with that kind of upgrade. They justify it by stating or reiterating the fact that we will be able to get, on average, a lot more higher quality drops from this. So if that's really the case and that pans out, then this wouldn't have any kind of major effect. And if they really made those two things in line, somebody can probably do the math between the difference here and correlate that to the difference in the drop rate that you would be getting from it. But essentially what they're saying is you're going to get more higher quality drops, so you'll be able to get more upgrades if you downgrade all of your drops. And so they're saying that basically this lower number will end up being a wash. And that kind of depends on who you are. If you're buying, 100 boxes at a time or packs of 10 or something like that, then that might pan out being correct. We won't know until we start testing it. If you're someone that's, I'm just buying one here and there, and you get, the lowest quality, which will be now rare quality, then that's going to be a bummer. Because in the past, if you only got one box and it was the lowest quality token, you were getting this number. So again, when you buy these, generally, you're going to buy more than one at a time, but, especially on new characters or new players, you may not have those resources and you're just kind of getting one at a time. So depending on that drop, that might end up being a bummer. So we'll see how that pans out. Worst case scenario, if it does plan out, basically you're just having to click more because you're having to use more boxes, you're having to open more boxes, and you're having to apply more upgrades. So that was kind of a big thing that stuck out to me. So the other thing that they talk about here is the option to purchase experimental ship upgrades during the Phoenix events. So during the Phoenix event, you can buy Phoenix packs anytime through the Dilithium store. In the past, you used to only be able to purchase them during Phoenix events. That was changed a few years back. Now, during Phoenix events, you still get a free box. You obviously can still purchase them because you can purchase them all the time with the Dilithium. But during the events, they also added in tokens, or not tokens, but I guess they're tokens. Tokens for the experimental ship upgrades, and you could purchase them using an ultra rare token. Phoenix token. So now what they're doing is they're changing the way that those are purchased. So now it's going to take 5 ultra rare tokens to buy an experimental upgrade, or 20 very rare, or 100 of the rare. So think of this going forward as rare was the green, and ultra, very rare was, was the rare, the blues. So you're going to have more of these. So I think that this is kind of a straight cross. Well, it's kind of a straight cross because all of your current tokens are going to be going up. If you don't have any tokens, they're saying that the rates will be higher. So you would need 5, 20, or 100. Now, this part's kind of nice because before you had to have an ultra rare token. Granted, it was only one, but if you didn't have an ultra rare token, you weren't getting an experimental ship upgrade. Now you have the option to be able to get an experimental ship upgrade with the other qualities of these Phoenix tokens. It's just going to take more of them. So with 20 of the rare or 100 of the very rare, very rare tokens. I'm I'm getting tongue twisted because we don't have the common ones anymore. So very rare and rare tokens you can now use to get the experimental ship upgrades. So while things look more expensive, I think in reality they probably are slightly, even though that they're upgrading the current tokens we have because they're getting rid of the common ones. But they are adding this ability in now to be able to purchase those ship upgrades even with lower tiered Phoenix tokens. It's just going to take multiples of them as opposed to a smaller amount with the higher. So that's kind of nice on one end. Some of this I'm still kind of processing, what does it really mean as we start to use this and stuff? We'll get a much better feel for that. But this is a pretty major change to the system here. One thing they also noted is that if you currently already have upgrades, I guess we should back up to that, they are not going to nerf the upgrades you currently have. So if you currently have Phoenix upgrades that you've already redeemed and you're just sitting in the bank, they will retain that 51,200 tech point. They are not going to nerf your current ones. So the only thing that's going to change is the word classic is going to be added to those upgrades. And it looks like they're changing the color icon of that, so it'll actually have an epic kind of look to it. But if you currently have upgrades for that you've already claimed and you're just sitting on, they are not nerfing those. You will still get them. I'm thinking to myself, should I go and buy a bunch of these upgrades today because they're going to be higher leveled, or should I wait till tomorrow when they give me one tier higher of each of my tokens? And I'm really not sure on that. When I get finished recording this, I'm going to think about that more, and I'll pin a comment on the top if that's what I'm going to do there, because there might be an advantage to it. I just can't say that because I haven't thought it through enough yet. But that's something you may want to think about if you're watching this right today before the change. That's something we should think about. Is there an advantage to grabbing a few of the classic upgrades compared to the new upgrades? So anyway, some food for thought there. So some pretty major changes. Overall, it looks like it's pretty good. There might be some downsides to it. I think the effort to help with more dill syncs is good. And I want to see them doing it by adding more things that I can get, right, with my dilithium. Not making it harder to get dilithium, but adding more things for me to spend my dilithium on, I think is the best way. It's the way that makes me the happiest for sure. Let me know what you guys think about this change. We'll know more tomorrow when it goes live, but let me know what your feelings are on this down in the description. I think that covers it all, guys. So until next time, have a good one. Appreciate you watching. Hey guys, appreciate you watching. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, ring the bell, and sub to the channel for the latest news updates and how-to guides.